Hello guys, it's Anime What If Media, and today we're gonna do part 2 of What If Asta Was a Noble. So, I'm not gonna do a recap for this video. If you wanna hear what happened in part 1, just watch the video. And we're gonna start off with Asta and Noelle. They get back to the Black Wolves hideout. They don't rest for 1 week because they weren't that severely injured. So they start training, working on their mana control and everything. Then they get a mission technically Asta gets a mission because the noble says for him to bodyguard him because he's the same noble that was supposed to fight but he fought Asta instead. So they do a mission. So the people that you take with him is Noelle and Vanessa. They go to do the mission and everything. And they go to the mission. He asks the same questions in canon. Asta answers them straightforwardly and everything. And Asta's demeanor is calm and collective, so he just answers straightforwardly. And they're about to go there until he's he needs to take a pit stop. Why don't we go to Hodge Village since we're close? And isn't that gonna make your time coming back to your home farther? That's what Vanessa says, and he's he doesn't really care about that. He just wants to see where his where the person defeated him lives and everything. And he also needs to use the restroom. So they get to the priest. So they go to the church. And they meet the priest, Sister Lily, and the kids. They thank Asta for the amount of money that he gave them and talked about, gave the same amount. And the potatoes and all that. Until the priest says, I think it's finally time to tell you something that I should have told you. So he says, do you know how you have these clothes? And asks also, do you know how you have these clothes and that pendant? That's not the only thing that you were left with. You're left with a scroll with a weird insignia, which I don't know because I'm not part of the capital. So it's probably something like a seal of some importance. So he gives him the scroll, and Noelle says that that's the silver emblem. You said that you were orphaned here, and I had back when I was a child, a baby. My family happened to went to vacation around Hodge Village near a resort. And my twin brother happened to be with my mom at the time, and she got attacked. That's what my siblings tells me. And she didn't make it, so did my twin brother. That's what we believed. Seeing that there's a symbol of the Silver family on you, and that was given to you as a baby, you could be my twin brother. So they're kind of confused, is he really her twin brother? So I don't mean they, Asta opens the scroll and reads it. He starts crying a little bit because he figures out that his family did not left him, and his mom didn't leave him there on accident. It's she didn't have enough time left, so, and everything, and and everything. So and he confirms Noel's suspicions. Is like, yeah, I am your twin brother. So the lightning mage like says, oh frick, I can't do my plan, and he says it out loud. So Vanessa, Noel, and Asta turn to him and like, what plan? And he explains his whole plan. He gets in trouble and everything. So when they get back to a Black Bull's Hideout, Noel Lee takes Asta's hand. They go to the Silver family by broom, and let's just say that they're all outside, just chilling, and they see Noel flying broom. They're like, did she learn how to control her magic? And they see that they brought Asta, and Nozel is like, if she brought Asta, that means he's like, yeah, we better grab every Silva and bring them here, because Noel has surprising news. Not just that she could fly a broom now, something else too. And Solid Nebra just sees that, oh, she could finally control her magic, so let's just try to be nicer now and everything. Because Nebra and Solid won't have that grudge against her, like, for killing their mom, because they were like younger, but they still remember the attack. So they know that she wasn't the reason or anything. So we so they get every Silva out there, and Noel decides to tell Asta bring his pendant with him and scroll. So when they did, and Noel explains everything, and Asta just gives them the scroll and shows them the family heirloom pendant that they said it's only given to the heirs of the Silva, because your mom was supposed to be my heir too, like the head of the Silvas, until she died. So technically, Asta is basically an heir to the Silva, like the leader. So technically, when they see that, when Nozel, Solid, Nebra, they see that Asta is alive, they're like happy to see that their younger brother's alive. And also they said, how did Noel control her magic? And Asta says, I taught her how. She happens to have the same amount of mana as me. It's just that I just learned how to control my mana by my own. And it seems like she never did any of the techniques that I showed her. I was like, I just taught her how to use Mana Zone and everything. And they're like, Mana Zone, you know how to do that? Nozel says this. And the others are, the Solid and Ever is like, what is Mana Zone? Because they don't know what it is. It's a way to control your mana. It's like, let's like refer this to like if people watch Naruto, if you have high chakra levels, it's hard to control your mana. So let's do this like chakra control, like tree climbing and all that. So it's like referred to that like Mana Zone is gonna be like a technique like tree climbing and water walking. It helps you control your chakra. So back to the video. This video is supposed to help you control your mana. And now they're like, no wonder why she got she was able to fly the broom. So now they get a request from the Wizard King to go to the dungeon, just like in canon. They had the same members and everything. It's just that Asta happened to check in his grimoire, and he had a spell that he never actually saw before, because his grimoire, it came with many spells. It's just that he never like decided to check all of them. So it was like this carriage, like a chariot type of spell that he made a chariot. So luck doesn't trigger all the traps, and all the traps doesn't get set until luck uses like his high mana sensing to find that one Diamond Kingdom mage, like the smoke mage, I believe it is. And he just runs all the way to him. Now, Asta and Noel, they don't really mind him because he's just too fast for them, so they decided just to find the treasure and everything. Because this time, Asta has good high sensing, so he sensed for the treasure, and he also knows what Luck is sensing, so he doesn't really want to go find that place, so fight that person, so he just decides to like go to the treasure place. And they happen to bump into the Golden Dawns. When they bump into Golden Dawns, Klaus and Mosa don't know who Asta is, and they think that he's just a commoner because he's like in a commoner because he looks like they were, let's just say that they were there when they're doing they were Captain Vengeance when they're doing the Magic Knights exams, and they saw us. Like, they didn't hear the part of him might being a role. They just hear that he's from a commoner place, so they think he's a commoner and everything. So he's like, "What?" And they still say the same stuff in canon, like, "Why is the Black Bulls here?" and everything. And he's like, "We're here because of the Wizard King told us," and they pull out the scroll for approval and everything. And Klaus says, "Why is a negative 50 star team?" And Austin just stops it right there. It's not negative 50 anymore. It's negative 19. And let me explain why. Because when they got the ice mage, they got information about the invasion that's gonna happen, like after this mission if you watch the anime. So they learned all the information, so they got 30 stars for that. And that's like a big help. And they also got that one star for like stopping the royal from doing a stupid thing like the mission that they just did. So they got a star for that. So that's how they have 19 stars. So they're like, if you haven't checked, we have negative 19 stars, and plus we have authentication that we're actually doing this mission. And Klaus reads it and it's like, you commoners sometimes have so much rudeness. And Asta says, "I'm not a commoner. I'm Noel's twin brother." And now they're shocked. Even Yuno is like, so Yuno says, "Oh, I remember back in the orphanage, back in the church, we were both orphans. It's just that you came with all this royalty stuff and everything, and that pendant that you're wearing, and also had a scroll with you, right?" Yeah, and Asta says, "I happen to read the scroll and it says that I'm part of the Silva family, and Noel's twin brother." Now Mimosa is like, It's like, so she says, "Oh, then you're my cousin." And Asta says, like, "What?" And Noel explains everything, and Noel tells Mimosa that she couldn't finally control her magic, that she could finally do attacks, and now Mimosa's like happy for her because she was the one that became friends because she was lonely and everything, and she couldn't control her mana. So now so she's happy for Noel to learn like better control of her mana, and also happy that she found her twin better. So guys are saying that since the relationship like Asta and ex Noel it can't be a thing, and some people are saying that Asta and Mimosa can't be a thing. Well, hold on a minute. I know most people are not used to sweet Alabama stuff, but back in that time, to keep the bloodline pure, they were married or cousins. And this is part of the medieval times, too, and the way the Black Clover's set up. So, Mimosa starts having a crush. She's, like, contemplated, like, she's gonna be, like, she's gonna have, like, an internal conflict with herself. Like, should I do this? He's my cousin. Like, that's kind of wrong and everything, but my grandparents happen to be cousins, and they had children, and they're my grandparents. And I'm like, she's like so like confused. Like she's gonna have those feelings after Asta saves them. So they started doing a race to find the treasure place. So Asta and Noel actually finds that place first. And Luck just actually was strong enough to, let's just say Luck was actually strong enough to defeat them. So he meets them there too. So they're about to go until, Mars, the guy with the crystal and fire recovery magic, comes and they fought him. So now, instead of like golden arms and everything, because Mars, when you think of it, he's OP, but not Asta's way more OP, because he has a skill that no one's seen yet, his Mercury armor. So the first thing that he says is Mercury armor, and Noelle's seen the Valkyrie armor before, and she's like, oh my gosh, she unlocked the armor similar to Valkyrie armor that our mom had. And also, let's say that he formed and gets a Mercury sword, and he starts fighting with Mars and everything. And Luck is also helping out. So is Noelle with long range attacks, because she can actually attack stuff. So she does a sea serpent, like, water attacks, and is actually gaining on Mars a bit, because when you think about it, Black Bulls, they're mostly reliant on teamwork compared to the other people, because the others are just strong and they're all snobbers, so they actually learn how to work together, because they're the weakest team, so they have to, like, try to work together to make sure that they're strong. So they happened to had a plan. Like, they had similar like battle tactics for this, and they actually detained Mars and by the time when they detain Mars, the Golden Dawns comes here, and they see that there's an enemy like trapped up to them, because the smoke guy has been detained by Luck, and Asta detains him and everything. So they're both detained. Asta opens the thing just using his physical strength because he's strong like that. But he's not gonna be like that muscular. It's like, do you know like how some people they might not look muscular, but they're actually like really strong? He has that type of physique, but you can still see like his muscles. So he opens up the thing. He still gets the same sword, but it's not gonna be black and all that. It's gonna be mercury color. It's gonna be made out of mercury, so he gets that, and he also gets that weird gem that they use to revive the elves, and he looks at his pendant like looks similar, and calls look. Look at our pendants in this stone. They look similar. And they start saying that it kind of does. And Mimosa says that Captain Fugolian has a pendant similar to you guys, but it's like a different shape. But it's still like similar to that. And they're like, this is kind of weird. So so they were talking about. So they go to the Wizard King, and they finally meet the Wizard King. So Asta and Yuna are still not bowing down until he's like, "That's the Wizard King." And they bow down. So the Wizard King is kind of like saying that tell me what you found there, and we're gonna give your teams like 20 stars since they got information about the Diamond Kingdom and all that. So so still unlocks the fairy, and let's just say that he unlocks it on the way going back, and the fairy comes out and everything. So he shows him the fairy and everything, and he knows that he has a 4-leaf grimoire, and he's like, so cool. Then Asta shows him the Mercury sword, and he also knows that he's a 4-leaf grimoire, and also knows that he's like Asta Silva. I was like, I was glad to meet you, Asta Silva. I was like, heard that you found out that you're noble and everything. How's life treating you? And he's like, it's alright so far. Thank you for your concerns. And they go to that feast that they went to in the original canon. This time they know that there's gonna be an attack on today, so everybody's like prepared and everything, and all the Magic Knights are at the feast because they know that there's gonna be an attack, so they're all ready. So they're all in the feast, and the Silva family decides to let Asta and Noah like join them, and the other royals is like, why is this commoner joining them, and why is the no magic control royal reject coming there? And the Silva family announced that today we have really good news. We found Noel's twin brother. His name is Asta. He has a 4-leaf grimoire. He has the same magic element as Nozel, and he has a high amount of mana just like Noel, and he also taught Noel how to control her magic. Now we have 2 strong Silvas with us, and now the royals are like, they understand why those people are there, and they kind of apologize. And now Leopold and Fulgolian is like, hello, hello. They say hello to Asta because Asta seems a pretty cool guy. And Fogoni noticed that he has a pendant similar to his. And he's like, and Asta says, "Oh, so you also do have a pendant similar to the stone, since he still has a stone because he haven't gave it to the Wizard King. The Wizard King told him to keep it for now." So Fogoni's like, "How do you know that? Mimosa told me about it." Then he says that I have a friend named he's part of the Golden Dawns. He has a pendant similar to ours. It's similar to this stone right here, like this gem. So they talk about all this stuff, and now I'm gonna leave it off this video. So if you want the next part, give it 10 likes and everything. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.